Hi, welcome to 50 Going on 30.
Welcome and hello and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Julie.
Yes.
You look gorgeous.
Thank
look at
you. So do you and
You
your
have-
gold.
Thank you. I have a new scarf.
Oh, it's
I
lovely.
wonder where I got this from.
Oh,
this
it's
is one of my
lovely.
favorite presents from Julie for Christmas. I'm wearing it today. Anyway, I have a lot to talk about and a very important topic.
Very important topic.
It's about
Good for
saving
anyone.
money in the new year.
Saving money is very important, and we're going to help you make it a little easier.
Yes, but before we do that, be sure to like this video
And subscribe.
and hit the notification bell. And by the way, we have a new Facebook group, so please join us on Facebook as well. It's 50 Going on 30. It's our group. We'd love to have you in our group.
We'd love to have you join us.
Yes, most definitely.
It's open to everyone, male or female, all inclusive. Be nice, say nice things, be positive and encouraging and inspirational.
Yes, we want people to interact with us
Yeah, we'd
On
love to
our
hear
new-
from you.
on our new Facebook page.
Yeah, check us out.
So now we're going to talk about, Julie, saving money in January. Specifically, we're going to do it for now. We'll start with January because one of my ideas, we're going to have 10 different ways to save money in the new year. But in January, the first thing I want to talk about is implementing a no-buy. So what I mean by that is only buying essentials, groceries, auto, whatever gas, and monthly bills.
Yeah. You don't need another sweater. You don't need another pair of shoes. But for those of us who like to shop, it's really a good thing to just stop. Because I know some people, when they're bored, they're online and
Like me. And there's so
that
many
looks
great
cute.
sales right now.
There
But
are.
we need to save money, and this is what we're doing. We're doing this no buy in January, and it's going to be a very big success because if you just say no buy and stick to it for a month, you will see at the end of the month how much money you saved.
Yes.
And you have to tell yourself it doesn't have to be forever.
It's
just
not forever.
a no buy January.
So what you should do, in my opinion, this helps me. I make a little list and I keep it, on my desk by the computer of all the things I would like to buy. And I just jot a little note,
Good
and then
idea.
I wait, and I look at the list periodically and think, do I really want that? Did I really need that? Or was that just an impulse buy
Exactly.
for some instant gratification?
Yes.
And then I'll be disinterested in it later. So I keep a little list of things I'd like to buy and maybe, the website where I saw it. And then I wait and I look at the January days and I fill my time with other things,
Right.
not buying.
Exactly. So now let's move on to point 2. And this is something that Susie Orman actually brought up some years ago. And I always remember this. No Starbucks, no coffees, and I'll explain why. Coffees are anywhere from $2 to $5 a day, depending on what you buy. If you get a Pike's Peak drip or if you get a latte, and it
My
adds
favorite
up.
drink.
Because at the end of the month, so think about it. If you buy a Starbucks or a Pete's or whatever coffee bean every day for a week, say it's $5, you're spending 5 times 7, that's $28 roughly a week. Times 4, you're spending just a little over $100 a month on coffees. Now, if you
I used to have that habit. I went to Starbucks. I had not a long drive home, but a lot of traffic, and I would just automatically go to Starbucks 3 times a week, $5, so $15 a week.
Well, let me just make my point, Julie. So if you're spending $28 a week on coffee, that's $100 a month times 12. You're spending $1,200 a year on coffee.
Incidental coffee. Not
Incidental
even your main
coffee.
coffee in the morning.
And also, that $1,200 can be put in a mutual fund or put away for a nice vacation. So this is something you can implement right away.
It's easy.
And the other thing too, you could bring a travel cup. Like sometimes what I do, I have a Keurig, and what I do is I make a coffee and I bring it with me. So that's something you can implement pretty much right away.
Yes.
So number 3, here's the number 3. Go through your email list and unsubscribe from all of your favorite department stores and websites.
Yes.
That way you won't be tempted to buy anything unnecessary on sale.
If you look at your old emails, you'll notice that they have a pattern for how they barrage you with sales and email and information. So I decided to do this, and I realized some days I got 3 emails from the same store. Then the next day I'd get 1 or 2. Then the third day I'd get 3. Then the next day 1 or 2. It's like a pattern. And there's just an endless barrage of emails. Buy. Unsubscribe. You could always resubscribe later.
Well, especially in January, Julie, because at your point, you said it's a no buy, like we say now, we're implementing a no buy January. So even if you unsubscribe for the month or 2 months, wait until the spring things come in, because now they're trying to sell us a lot of winter clothes, which we don't really need right now. We have enough winter stuff, and before you know it, they're going to have a whole new selection of spring.
Every 6 weeks, that's like the fast fashion calendar, if not even more often.
Absolutely.
And they'll have a whole new array of everything. So give it a rest for a while.
Exactly.
And shop again in the spring.
Now, number 4, this is great. This is a good tip. Leave your debit/credit card at home or hide it in your wallet, and only carry a certain amount of cash, petty cash.
I love
in your
this
wallet.
one. I love
you like
this one. Yes.
Because I'll tell you why. If you hide, listen, it's so easy to just keep,
swiping.
And especially now, people use their debit credit card a lot. But if you say, okay, I'm going to keep $20 in my purse. That's the other thing. If you're really dying, we're not saying don't ever buy a Starbucks, but say once a week you want a Starbucks or you want to treat yourself. You just have cash.
Have cash.
And have $20 or whatever, or $50 or $100 if you need something at the grocery store. Every time I go to buy food, I'm spending $100 at Pavilions when I need like a case of water. Do you know what I mean? So it's so easy to do. It's easy to walk in and buy stuff. You see things. So put that money in your wallet, hide the credit card. Good tip.
Make a list when you go to the store. Keep the list in your phone so you're not just buying random things, putting them in the cart or the basket.
Exactly.
And adding up your bill.
Exactly. The other thing, too, as part of this tip, also, you need to start saving at least, I said, take some cash and, pay yourself first. So when you get a paycheck or investment money, however you make your money, it's important to pay yourself first, even if it's 10%. The experts say 30%, but whatever you can do to
Let's be
pay,
realistic. Not everybody can do that.
Even 10%. And the other thing I wanted to mention too, even if you take a $20 bill or a $5 bill or a $10 bill and stash it in your closet in a box, you'll forget about it, and it adds up very quickly.
It does. I have tried this method myself.
Does it
And
work?
it works great.
Even change now too.
My husband empties out his pockets and puts the change, scoop it up, it's mine. He didn't want it anyway.
Well,
Says
it's
he weighs
a
down
good
his
little,
pockets.
even if you have a couple, like I have friends, if they have a couple of dollars left in their wallet, at the end of the day, they put it away in a little box. I think it's a great idea. Okay, the next tip.
I do it once a week.
Number 6, buy groceries once you are all out of food. Use what you already have. Often we go to the grocery store, like I just talked about. I go for dog food, cat food, and I'm $100 spent. But if you plan your meals, now I know a lot of people like Costco, Smart and Final. If you plan your meals, you can save a lot of money, right, Julie?
Yes, you can.
What do you think about that?
So
Julie likes to cook.
I like to cook.
I'm going to ask her about this.
I don't plan like meals however many days a week I'm going to cook, but I plan some general things, and then I always have 1 or 2 always that I make. So some people will make a lot of something, divvy it up, put it in the freezer. I like this idea because it's, the days you don't want to cook, you're like, oh, we've got X, Y in the freezer.
Right.
The other thing is don't overbuy. Use up all the food. So I tend to cook too much because I grew up in a large family. I'm used to making like large quantities of food. So put some on your plate. Don't put too much because portion control is an issue for many of us. If people want more, they can go get more. Then with the leftovers, what I do is I put them in their little, Tupperware or Ziplocs or whatever. I put them in the freezer. I don't care if it's a large quantity or a small quantity. I'm not into throwing food, perfectly good food, away because my husband, when he does the dishes, everything goes in the trash. I put it away, put it in the freezer, and then every 3 weeks or so, I make an incredible soup. And it's just mishmash soup of all the leftover
that sounds
food.
really good.
And it has lots of great flavor. You put in whatever are your leftovers, a bag of vegetables. I usually use the broccoli and carrot and cauliflower mix. Frozen is great, frozen spinach, and low sodium chicken broth. I always keep low sodium chicken broth.
Well, see that again.
And then I've used up all the leftover little bits of food.
Because you're saving food and you're using up everything.
I use up everything
in the fridge. And this is something else Susie Orman would talk about too. Instead of going and buying more food, use up everything you have and then go shopping.
Right.
Now, the other thing too, Julie and I subscribe to Ipsy. We love our Ipsy bags. And I have, if you go to our YouTube, not our YouTube, our Instagram, 50goingonthirty, I did a nighttime skincare routine.
You did.
And I have a plethora of skincare. Now, to that, I want to mention, I have made a decision before I buy, although we still love our Ipsy, before I buy any more skincare, I'm using everything up I have.
Use everything up. Take the Q-tip down to the last little bit. You paid for it. You may as well use it.
And plus, you don't want to keep cosmetics. Now, eyeshadow's a different story, and lipstick, but skincare, I think most of the creams we have last a year. They have an expiration
date. So use it all up.
Use it all up before you buy more.
Yeah.
Now, rethink, this is number 8, so that was 7. Number 8, rethink your monthly streaming subscriptions versus cable TV. Are you really watching everything? Now, I want to mention, I just gave up cable TV because I realized I spend most of my time watching Netflix, which I subscribe to, Hulu, Prime Video. And I'm thinking, and now, well, I have HBO and Showtime too, but I don't watch cable TV. So I have a Fire Stick and I love it, and that is saving me money because my cable bill, it was over $200 a month. Now it's $84.95 a month.
Oh my God.
So I am saving $120 a month. Now remember, Julie, I am paying for Hulu.
Yeah.
And which is $11.99 a month. Netflix is going up to $13.99 a month. And then I pay for Prime Video, whatever that is, a year.
It's included with your Prime subscription.
Right, but it's still $98 a year or so much. I think it's $14 a month. Something like that. Then I have Apple TV. But even if you add that all up, it's like $50, $60 versus that extra $130 a month.
Yeah.
For like 100 channels you're not even watching.
Never gonna look at.
So that's a really great way to save. Now, number 9, monthly budget. Don't spend what you don't have. So this is what I did. You divide up what your bills are. You do it for the month of January. You make a list. You divide it up into 4 weeks. And you don't go over that money. You make sure you put that aside.
Oh, absolutely.
Before you start buying anything else. And you will see that you will have money between, like we talked about, stashing that $10, $20 in the closet in a box, getting rid of cable TV, doing the no buy January, only buy essentials, cut down on your Starbucks. But again, if you're really jonesing for a Starbucks, go once a week. I mean, I can't totally give up Pete's and Starbucks, but these are all wonderful ideas.
I don't care
hide the credit card. No, but it's important.
It is. I used to go so often that one month I realized I spent more on Starbucks this is when I was single, I spent more on Starbucks than one of my utility bills. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I cut drastically back.
But again, if you're in the mood, but you will see. Like you could, instead of going to Starbucks, if you're really like, very strict about it, take that $5 bill that you were going to spend at Starbucks, put it in a box. I mean, listen, this is my mom talking now. My mother is great. Some people have a real knack for saving money, but we're just trying to say.
I'll tell you my little secret tip. So my husband and I buy coffee cups to go. It comes in a big package with a lid, and instead of driving through to get coffee, have coffee in the morning, fill up a cup, snap on the lid that comes with it. They're sold in like sets of 3 dozen. I personally use a straw to drink my coffee because I never spill on my clothes anymore. And so it's in the cup holder. I've got my coffee to go.
And
by the time I get to my
Starbucks.
destination.
Yeah.
And people have said, oh, I love the cup. Where'd you get that coffee? I'm like, my house.
But also, too, I had mentioned you can use a reusable.
Yes.
Too.
Corksicle keeps.
That's what Vincent bought me.
Corksicle
My son
keeps
bought me
your
a
coffee
Corksicle.
hot for hours.
It's good.
Hours.
But
you
I
can
like
get,
this, Julie.
But
Excuse me. This is so cute because you really feel like you actually did
went
go
out for
to
coffee.
Pete's and you have your little cup. That's
and you know
awesome.
what? When the weather's warm, I put lemonade in it.
It's a great
So
idea.
I always have my
Great
beverage to
idea.
go.
And you won't feel deprived.
No.
Okay,
and
number
it's free.
10.
It's already in my house.
This we saved the best for last. Number 10, we're talking right now about reselling your clothes. Now, eBay and Poshmark and making whatever you sell. I'm sorry, reading this. Making whatever you sell windfall money. Don't live on the money. Now, I know there are women that make it a business where they have Poshmark closets and boutiques and eBay. But if you don't, whatever money you make, put it aside and think of it as windfall money.
Yes.
And maybe put it in a high yield savings account or your mutual fund. So,
or squirrel it away as your hidden money. Save it up for all your spending money on your next vacation.
Now, what I want to do now, Julie, I'm going to turn the floor over to Julie now. We're going to pause here for a second because Julie has a Poshmark closet. We're going to put the link below with her link to her Poshmark closet. Mine is not ready yet. I know we've talked about this, but what we're going to do now is show you some of the things that Julie is selling on Poshmark. She has gorgeous clothes. So let's do that.
All
We're gonna pause here for a minute.